Dr. Amanda with Straightsmile Solutions, straightsmilesolutions.com, and we're doing yet another video on mini/deprogramming Invisalign aligners. This time it's more of a mini, and the question is more things you can do with mini aligners. And if you want to ask for a mini aligner, you have to tell them, please virtually remove, and you list the teeth. So I usually say 4s, 5s, 6s, and 7s, upper and lower, only show canine to canine. They get a little confused sometimes, but eventually they'll do this. So mini aligners have lots of functions. We started using mini aligners, like let's say we had a expansion patient, because of course Invisalign has not launched their expander yet. Let's say you have an expansion patient who's going to move on to doing Invisalign afterwards. And normally we do the expansion and then we retain 3 to 4 months and then we scan for the Invisalign. So usually we let the bite settle and then we retain, right? Well, what if we could start aligning the front teeth either while we're expanding, probably better after you've expanded, just because it's a little unpredictable otherwise with the fit. Rapidly expand, and then in that 3 to 4 month holding period and settling period, why not start the aligners? But you're like, well, what about the expander? Well, yeah, the expander's in there, and assuming you're making on top of fixed or 3D printed mini faqs, it's only touching the 6s. So you could definitely do possibly even 4 to 4, possibly even 5 to 5, depending on if you've got rests or clasps or where it goes or where the metal framework is. On the bottom, if you're using a flea or a Williams fix 3D printed, you don't have to see exactly where the framework is and see if you have space to do this. Usually you do, but it's each patient. It might be 3 to 3, it might be 4 to 4, it might be 5 to 5. If you're doing a Schwartz, probably not gonna work. Probably not a great idea, because they're gonna use retention against the palate and the front teeth in order to do it. So you'd have to really trim it back, and I think you'd lose a lot of retention. So it works better with fixed, but each case is unique. But definitely, yeah, you get a head start on the alignment. But of course, remember your 5 years starts the day you start it. So you are starting the case a little earlier, which shaves a couple months off at the end. Cases should not take 5 years to finish, but sometimes it's nice to have that wiggle room at the end of treatment for a few years in case they lose the retainer, you have to do retreatment. So you have to kind of weigh the pros and cons on each case. All right, thanks so much.